Welcome to another marvelous episode of College Football Showdown. I am the governor of college football, and with me, as always, is my co-pilot Jalen Wilson. Jalen, it's Thursday. I think we do got one college football game tonight. I noticed that like week one, week two, we kind of had a plethora of Thursday games, and now that the NFL is back, they're kind of easing up
Yeah,
on
they're
it.
like, we really can't compete with the NFL too
Right,
much.
right, right. So we gonna chill. We do got a dandy of a game on Friday. We got a lot of games we're gonna preview tonight. We're gonna preview that Illinois and Nebraska game. We're gonna preview that Utah and Oklahoma State game. We're gonna
Eh, is it just me? But I feel like sometimes it's hard for me to watch week college game days, like during like the week of college, like during like in the week college game days, like Wednesday, Thursday. I can watch Friday because I feel like that's
mhm,
weekend. But
mhm. It's I go
my
to
like my brain isn't programmed to watch Thursday
I go
games
to a
normally.
lot of weekday college football games, so I'm cool. I think where it'll get difficult for me this upcoming season is once college basketball season hits, and then studying that and refamiliarizing myself with a sport that I once loved more than anything. So I think that's where it'll get difficult for me. But weekday games, I love weekday ball. I love what the MAC does. I love what Con USA does. And Sunbelt is another conference that they play these weekday games. They give us plenty of watch, and I truly appreciate it. So we have a lot to talk about. Before we get into our game previews, I wanted to have a candid discussion on programs who have become sick of their head coaches and make it publicly known. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? I'm specifically talking about a school like Florida. We've seen it with Nebraska. They fired their head coach, mass exodus. We've seen it with Texas A&M. Fired their head coach, mass exodus. Like, Jalen, what are your thoughts? I feel like personally that if you are going to fire your coach and you're going to do it mid-season, you're going to do the buyout, like, why not wait? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do it sooner? Because at the end of the day, like, college football, I don't think you'll agree with this take when I'm gonna say it anyway. I think college football is more business, more politics than we even have in the NFL. Like, because every player is on a 1 year contract in college football. If you know what
Yeah,
I mean. Essentially, every player
yeah.
is on a 1 year contract. So I'm not sure what's the point if you say, okay, we're Florida. We know that we can get rid of this guy and Billy Napier. We know we have the money to take care of it, but are you ready for the mass exodus or the implied mass exodus? Because he's been able to recruit really well. How do you feel about programs that did it? We've seen Boston College do it last year. We've seen a handful of programs that kind of showed their cards where I feel like they should have kept them close. Even if everybody kind of has an idea that they're gonna fire someone, go to the leaders of that team and try to figure out, hey, if we part ways with this coach, is there a coach that you would like in particular? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Like, I mean, I feel like it's
to
good and
try to
bad
save
because,
face.
like, I feel like it's good and bad because, like, if I'm a fan, I'm like, okay, at least you ain't scared to fire nobody. Like,
Right.
they doing bad. Like, you ain't scared to be like, oh yeah, let's wait till they crap the bed all season, then fire them. Like, or
Hmm.
just just get over it real quick and easy.
Hmm.
Um, but if I'm a coach, I'm just looking at like, why I really want to, really want to get hired here,
Right.
knowing that I might get fired in my second or third season during week 5.
Right.
Um, like it's good and bad. Do I agree with teams doing it though? Honestly, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. If I was an AD, I'd do it too. Honestly,
So if you're AD, you'll make it known these are our cards. Hey, buddy, either you win or we're going to get rid of you.
I probably wouldn't make it known to the public,
Okay, that's
but I
fair.
would make it known to the coach.
Wouldn't make it known publicly, but you would make it known to the coach. And I think the state of this sport we in, like, during recruiting and coaches, and of course we're going to excuse Deion Sanders from this conversation, but a lot of times you got
Or
positional coaches. Go ahead.
I ain't got no problem with Texas A&M. Did Texas A&M came out that Sunday morning and was
Mhm.
like, we might fire Jimbo, and then like 2 hours later, like yeah, we firing Jimbo.
Yeah, he
Like
was done.
like it wasn't like a Florida situation where they go
Mhm,
where it's like, oh yeah, we're having a meeting, and then we're gonna let you
mhm.
play this week, and then we might fire you if you lose this week.
So how do you feel about teams like and you've seen it happen because a lot of time when a coach gets fired, that new coach wants to bring in his own staff, the people that he's worked with during his
Hmm.
time period in the sport, people that he trusts, people that he would like to keep close. But we've seen it with like Auburn when Hugh Freeze was hired. They try to keep Cadillac there. After 1 year, it was like, hey, I think it's best if all parties like part ways. You know what I mean? Like after that season, I just don't know from a schematic standpoint, from a logical scheme point, from a analytical scheme point, if it's smart to show your hand so soon, if there is an ability to retain some of these players, because every player that is on every college program, especially these major programs, think that they are a stud, even if they are riding the bench. So a lot of times they're just trying to get their moment, get some tape out there so they can go to another school. You're going to lose people regardless, no matter if you
Yeah.
keep your coach or not. You're going to lose people, but the core people in that locker room you don't want to lose. Is that even possible to prevent this day and age?
Nah, no, no,
Okay.
no. You gonna at least lose one core person. I mean, look what Alabama did after Nick Saban retired.
Right.
Like, and they tried to retain, like they tried to retain the DB coach that everybody wanted because Caleb Downs, he said Georgia now, I forget his name, T. Rob, something like that.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, no, you're not like it's just so hard to retain players now that if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Right.
And the only way it's not gonna happen is if like you really win or your players feel like you're close to winning the year or well the next year. Like you know, I feel like some Alabama players should have stayed. Like I think it was a Lawson. He was like, we was just we was one snap away.
Yeah.
Like
That was a great point because some people was like, "Well, I'm going pro," or some people say I'm entering the portal after the loss, and a lot of that was just based out of emotion, and
yeah.
it's
I think
terrible to
Caleb
make
Downs'
emotional
dad, or
decisions.
maybe it was Caleb Downs himself, said like, well, he basically went to Alabama for Nick Saban. Like he didn't go to
Right.
Alabama for Alabama.
Right, right, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. He was able to hit the market. He was courted by a few schools, at least the schools that he thought had a legitimate shot of shining them, and he continued moving forward. I just think it's interesting. I think it's so hard to coach in this sport. I think a lot of people try to downplay how difficult it is, especially the coaches that are putting in the work, the coaches that are doing the in-home visits, the coaches that are just constantly on the trail, and you only get about what we say about 6 to 8 days, maybe a vacation a year, and that's 6 to 8 days. Hey, I gotta answer this phone for a recruit.
I
Why?
think
Why?
you
Why you
might
there?
get maybe 6 8 days. I don't know. I feel like depending on where you're at in your program, you might get more. Like I
Yeah,
feel like Brett has more than 6 to 8 days
you think so?
this past off season. Yeah,
Okay,
like I feel like Kalen DeBoer didn't.
right,
Like, but I feel like if you're, I wasn't gonna say Kirby Smart, but to know his team off the field issues, he definitely didn't.
right,
Uh,
right.
if you're, what's a good example? Like Brett, I want to say like if you're like Ryan Day, but he was recruiting, but
Mhm,
the way his team was set up, like I feel like at some point he kind of could have just been like, like, yeah, we are kind of chilling right now. Ain't too
for
much for
sure.
us to do. Like,
For sure. So Jalen, we got a really big game. I'm not sure if you've seen it or heard about it. We got a really big game coming up Friday night. We got a nice little Big Ten showdown between the 24th ranked Illinois fighting the Illini and then the number 22 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. This game is in Lincoln. Jalen, what is the current temperature in Champaign right now? You're just outside of Champaign. You're close in proximity. How are people feeling about the fighting alumni? Is there this sense of like, hey, we're good,
yeah,
we're where we should be, or is it hey, we're better than expected? What is the current temperature?
I feel like it's better than expected.
Okay.
I feel like most people was like, oh, well, this Kansas game kind of like this Kansas game might tell us, how the season's going to go and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I was like, yeah. I was just kind of hoping to win. Like, but I was like, okay, better than what I expected. I was like, we can just start out 2-1. We fine. Like,
Right.
because I kind of wasn't even really expecting to beat Kansas too much when we were going into the season. I was like,
Hmm.
okay.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'm like, okay, the current temperature is good though.
Hmm.
But I feel like we're better. The fans are thinking, yeah, we're better than what we
Hmm.
expected right now. We look better than what we expected. But there's still some problems.
Hmm.
Like, fans aren't happy with Barry Looney, and I don't know if me and you had this conversation. Did we have a conversation last week? Yeah, we did. Like
We
about Luke
did. We
Altmaier,
did.
how he kind of wants to be perfect,
Yeah,
and
we did.
like with Paddock last year when he got in, it was like he was just kind of free flowing. Um, didn't care if I threw a pick sometime type of
Hmm.
player. Um,
Hmm.
and if he wasn't so short, we would have made a bowl game because we closed out against Iowa if
Hmm.
he wasn't short. Um, well, Otmaier's like he's like I'm only throwing to a guy if he's open.
Hmm.
If nobody around, I'm throwing to him. Um, if Otmaier feels some pressure, he kind of he doesn't really. I don't think Otmaier had a good pocket presence. Honestly, he doesn't have good pocket awareness. Like Paddock, Paddock last year was like, okay, I can step up, I can move this way, I can move that way.
Hmm.
Luke Otmaier's kind of like, I got to take off and run, or I'm gonna just take the sack.
Right.
Um, yeah. Then there's questions about our run defense, which I kind of worry about against Nebraska as well.
Hmm.
Um, Kansas would have ran the ball a lot more. Just saying, Kansas probably would have won. I feel like our defense overall though is good. But yeah, like I feel like the temperature. I don't know if hot or cold is which one is good. But I'm gonna say hot.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah. I feel like the current temperature is good, but it could be better. But most fans are like, hey, 3-0, we ranked right now. We'll take it.
Right. Right. First time you
Now the
got.
perfect situation would be if we go into next week 4-0,
Mhm.
and it's like okay, we face Penn State.
Mhm.
It's like we going to the Penn State game 4-0. That'd be perfect because we can afford to kind of drop a game, and all we need to do is let 2 more games make a bowl game. Even though lots of fans are wanting 8 wins, 7 wins,
For
I'm like,
sure.
listen, I just want 6.
You
Like,
just want bowl eligibility.
yeah, I just want 6. I like I don't ask for much.
Hey,
So
you guys are halfway there, actually. But I like what you said about the current temperature in Champagne. I like what you said about Luke Altmaier uh, not having those anticipatory throws. There are even quarterbacks in the NFL who still struggle with the anticipatory throws. I think the example we used before was Tyrod Taylor during his time in Buffalo. Unless you were Sammy Watkins and the hand went up, he was not anticipating any throws. He had to see it. Once
yeah,
he saw it, he would deliver
yes.
upon it. He trusts his eyes, but in NFL, you gotta be a little bit, anticipatory.
Quicker,
Yeah.
you got to be quicker with your decision. Caleb
Mhm.
Williams, Jay Cutler. Um,
So let's switch gears. I think college football is better when we got the traditional schools like the U. The U is doing great right now. I, I'm I'm sure you kind of expected it at this point them to be to where they at. Maybe you had Florida winning that game. I'm not sure. No, you didn't. You had Miami winning that game.
yeah, I definitely didn't have
No,
Florida win that game.
Nebraska is 3-0. The faithful in Lincoln is feeling good. I like when the traditional schools are doing really well. So, what's the current temperature in Lincoln? You know what I've noticed,
I
Jalen?
feel like it's 100 degrees, right?
I feel like it's sunny and 100 degrees and everything's all peachy and
Birds chirping.
right. And the Colorado win was really good for them because we know that Colorado isn't a great team. They have
Yeah,
great players on a mediocre team, but the way that the media talks about them, people who aren't like
it looked good.
right, not the 5 percenters. So I'm talking about the 95 percenters. Yeah, so it looked good. A lot of people expected big things out of Matt Rule in year two. How are you feeling about this Nebraska team right now?
I mean, I feel good.
Mhm.
feel like people are kind of underrating some of their struggles. Like,
Mhm.
against Colorado, they went scoreless in the second half.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Like I can see some weakness there. Like,
Right.
yeah, like it wasn't like they went out and just dropped 50 on Colorado. No.
Right. Right.
They went out and scored 20 in the first half and went scoreless in the second half.
For
And Dylan
sure.
Raiola played an okay game. He
Mhm.
played a good game. I ain't gonna say okay. He played a good game, but it wasn't like he was nothing crazy. Um, I mean, if the pick six don't happen, it could be different games because that means 21-10. But
Mhm.
yeah, I forget who they played last week, but it's not like they really blew out their opponent
No,
last week.
no,
It
no, they
was like
didn't. They
35-10 or something like
didn't.
that. And it's not like Rayola, he isn't doing these crazy putting up these crazy numbers. He putting up some good
Right.
numbers for a true freshman.
Mhm.
I will say he is having a
That
good season, but he's not
that's
like,
certainly getting them comfortable.
yeah, like he isn't like, oh man, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Like he isn't doing that. But he's playing good.
Yeah.
I will say so. Yeah, but if I'm a Nebraska fan, I'm like, man, like I don't care about any of that. Shoot,
Right.
we haven't looked this good in years. So
So one of my gripes with the AP poll is that I feel like week to week is just too much movement. So I have this thought that sometimes things
too
should
much
stay.
recency bias.
Yeah, things should stay they are. Now, granted, Illinois is the 24th ranked, Nebraska's 22nd ranked. Whoever loses will fall out of the top 25. That's the way that the
I feel like
AP poll
Nebraska,
moves.
depending on the Nebraska, if Nebraska
I
lose
think
close game,
if it's a close
it's
game,
25 for
why not?
Nebraska.
Yeah, why not leave them both in the top 25? But I feel like that is something, it's just kind of it is what it is. So Nebraska 7.5 favorites. Jalen, who are the players to watch for both teams, and who's going to win, bro?
Well, if I'm on my back, they beat Northern Iowa 34-3.
Mm-hmm.
Just but yeah, if I'm Illinois, or if I'm a player that don't know any players,
Mm-hmm.
who I'm watching for is Miles and Xavier Scott. Two DBs on Illinois. I think they both had 2 interceptions. Maybe Miles has 3 this season.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they both have been good. Not just forcing turnovers, but playing defense in general. They both have been both of two of our really good secondaries. I
Mm-hmm.
also say watch out for Zachary Franklin. He seems to be Luke Altmaier's most comfortable and favorite receiver that he
He's a dog
likes.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Bryant, he's getting more touches, and I think he's had 3 touchdowns in three
I
games.
like Pat Bryant.
Yeah. I really wish our offense was a little bit better passing because I feel like he's an NFL prospect, but
Mm-hmm.
he's going to go under the radar when he does want to enter the draft because we don't pass the ball nearly as good as what I think we could.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So like if I'm if you're watching for Illinois, watch those names. Like Khalil Valentine might be a name I throw out there. He's the runner. He's the one running back that kind of fits our system and should
Mm-hmm.
like. We got big running backs and we run out of shotgun. Cool, but I don't really like it too much. Khalil Valentine is not a big back, and against Kansas, he closed out the game against Kansas. He
Mm-hmm.
killed Kansas in the end. True freshman also. So yeah, like I would say, watch out for him. Um, yeah, and if I'm watching for Nebraska, then I mean, of course, Dylan Raiola, he's the quarterback. Um, but most importantly, I'm watching for Dante Dow. He, I spoke about the running game or the run defense for Illinois. He's going to be the key factor. If he's able to really have a good game, Nebraska might blow out Illinois. I'm be honest because I'm not a big fan of Illinois' offense all the time. Um, yeah, if they decide to run the ball real well this game or lots of times, Nebraska has a really good shot at winning this game. Uh, yeah, those are like some key players I would say watch for who I think wins. I honestly, staying on the safe side, I'm choosing Nebraska. I don't think it'll be big though.
I think when I think about this game, the key element I'm watching in the first quarter is what is the down and distance? Is Illinois able to somehow
If it's a third
stop
and
this
10, we're
run.
not getting it. If it's a third and 8, we're not getting it probably
And, and, I,
because
and I mean, and I mean
we got
defensively.
shot.
I mean defensively. What is the down and distance? What downs and distances are Dylan Raiola facing? Is it, you know, second and fours? Is it third and twos, third and ones? Because I look at the success rate for both of these teams, and success rate is one of my favorite analytical stat. It's when on first down you pick up 50% of the yards a game, second down you pick up 70% of the yards a game, and third down you get a first down. That's pretty much, or fourth down. It's pretty much what success rate is, and both of these teams are kind of middle of the road in success rate. So if you all are able to get, hold them to second and eights, second and nine, third and sevens or better, I'm going with Illinois because Illinois had the ability to rattle Jalen Daniels. Now, I know across this college football space, especially for the 5%ers of people who talk about this sport year round, a lot of them weren't even big fans of Jalen Daniels to begin with, but Illinois completely
Really?
rattled him. No, yeah, some of them, no. Yeah, some of them just weren't big. I always like Jalen Daniels, but
I
some
feel like
weren't big.
people loved him because
Yeah,
he was Kansas quarterback. Kansas
right,
is good at
right. But
football now.
some of it was injury
At
based.
least it
Some of
was.
it, yeah. Some of it was other things. But you guys were able to completely rattle him. So if you all can find a way to not completely neutralize, like not completely stop their running game, but if you can contain the running game and get Dylan Raiola in some third and sevens or better, you all have an opportunity to win this game because your defense will make at least one big play this game. So I'm monitoring this first quarter. I'm monitoring down the distance. I'm monitoring if Illinois is able to stop the run. If Illinois can do that, I'm going with Illinois. Here's my overall thought. I think that this game is closer than that 7.5 point spread. I'm taking Illinois on the spread. I think Illinois finds a way to contain a run. Give me Illinois in this game.
Gosh dang, but to lose. Remember, it was like a curse back in the day. It was like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
chose a
it was.
team.
Yeah. If I
Like
chose a team that was guaranteed to lose on college football kickoff back in the day, guaranteed there will be no champagne drinking and champagne tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, that backfired
And if I'm
100%.
not mistaken, it was like always like the last game or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I had a streak. It was bad. I think didn't it end with CMU.
I think so.
And Brad was so pissed off. Next on the docket, we're gonna head to Big 12 land, and we got a showdown between the number 12 ranked Utes of Utah, number 14 ranked Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Jalen, this game is an interesting game. What is the current injury status of one Cam Rising? I haven't seen. Is he out for a while?
I mean, from what I've been reading, it seems like he's back,
Is he
right?
back?
Like, yeah, like seems like he's back. That's what like I read an article earlier said that he's expected to be back on the field.
Oh Lord, we heard that all last year. I don't believe you. You need more people. Yeah, I'm hearing this a game time decision. But that's neither.
They never hit that last year, and then that man was out for the rest
Right,
of the
right,
season.
right. He was out for the rest of the season. Game time decision, rest of the season. I don't know what that. I don't know what that means. But we know how you feel about Oklahoma State. I think all of us deemed Utah, at least heading into Big 12 media days when we had to submit our media packet, we all deemed Utah as the second best team in the conference. Do you think that narrative has switched a little bit? That maybe Utah is the second best team in the conference, and maybe that team from the Little Apple can possibly be the second best team in the conference? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the current temperature could be like that team of Little Apple is the best team in the conference.
Wow.
Honestly, I would take them over Utah right now, the way they looked.
Yeah.
Although I get they had that close game against Tulane, but
Yeah,
I
they
still
have
take
a
them
close
over
game
Utah.
against
I mean Utah.
Tulane, but what they were able to do with Arizona last week. Like I said, I changed my pick right before the season. I was all in on Arizona. I think 2 days before the season started, I was like, I'm not feeling good about Arizona. Let me go ahead and switch to Kansas State. So, well, how are you feeling about the Cowboys? Oklahoma State is who you picked to win the conference in preseason. How are you currently feeling about them?
I feel good. Arkansas game kind of has me skeptical.
Okay.
Like the fact that they got down by that much, I was like, okay. But maybe I just didn't, maybe I just slept on Arkansas a little bit too much. Um, but it has me skeptical. I still believe they can be number one in the Big 12. And I still believe they are number one in the Big 12 at the end of the season. But I'm more optimistic than what I was when we were filling out the sheet.
Okay.
Like,
That actually does make a lot of sense. So let's talk about it. Utah are 2.5 point dogs. Before we get to who will win and why for prediction time, talk to me about some of the players to watch for both of these teams.
yeah. So Ollie Gordon, of
Mm-hmm.
course, running back. It's going to be interesting to him go up against this Utah team, and his Utah defense. I was thinking about putting Cam Rising on here early because I was like,
Right.
I mean, I mean, if he plays, it's a player to watch. But who knows if he actually plays? Um, also, Trent Howland is also a player to watch. He's the other running back outside of Ollie Gordon. He led
Mm-hmm.
their game last week in rushing. I was like, okay, hmm, maybe he takes some snaps away.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but maybe he takes some snaps
A
away.
couple. Right.
Yeah. Um, and honestly, a guy that I kind of been I don't say shocked by, but I wasn't expecting to have such a good start to the season. Is Design Stribling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wide receiver. I'll say Utah. Oklahoma State. Like he's a player to watch for this team. Think he led them in receiving last game. Had over 100 yards. Like he's gonna be a player to watch for this team. Um, like I said, Cam Rising is technically gonna be a player to watch for in this game because is he playing or is he not? And that's gonna be the big question.
Some people are saying that he's for sure playing. Some people say it'll be a game time decision. Some sources are saying it's up in the air. I've seen a little bit of everything. So based on what I seen last year, I'm unsure, but it seemed like some people are confident that he'll play.
Yeah. But Isaac Wilson, who
Mm-hmm.
would be the quarterback if Cam Rising isn't playing, he would play. He had 239 yards last week and was 3 touchdowns
Mm-hmm.
passing last week against Utah State, where they won 38-21. Um, and his favorite target that game was Brent. I can never say his last name. No matter how much I hear, I always like turn it off for some reason of it, tight end. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. He led them receiving last year. Not last year. He led them receiving last
Last
game.
name. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 68 yards. Um and then another player is Smith Snowden. He's a cornerback he's a cornerback. He led them, I believe, in tackles last game as well. Um but there are gonna be some players to watch in this game. You also got Bernard, who I feel like Micah Bernard's been there for a minute now. Has he not? Like, has he been there for 4 years? He's been there for a long time. I felt like. I feel like he's been there for 4 or 5 years. He feels like a vet on this team. He's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a senior. But yeah, those are some players to watch. Prediction.
Yeah. Who you got?
I'm taking Oklahoma State. I I don't like the way they looked against Baylor. Remember, they looked
Mm-hmm.
good in the first half. They came out was like 17-0. I turned off the game. I'm like, oh, it's game over. 17-0
Mm-hmm.
first half. Baylor look like they can't pass the ball. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's game over. Turn back, it's 23-17. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like, all of a sudden, this team went from good to meh.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Utah State scored 21 points. I don't know. I feel like last year the defense was overrated. I feel like going into this season, the defense might be overrated for Utah. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna take Oklahoma State.
To me, this is one of those like who's at home type of games. Like if this game was in Utah and I knew for 100% certainty Cam Rising was playing, I know how difficult it is to go into Utah and get a win. I would have picked Utah, but what Oklahoma State is able to do with a balanced attack, give me them. It, and I know Utah has been good for years now, but 2.5 points doesn't that seem a little bit too
Yeah,
close?
yeah.
Yeah, like to me it seems a little bit too close. But I like Oklahoma State in this game. I like Oklahoma State by somewhere around
Even
7 or 10
Oklahoma State
points.
by 10.
Yeah, 7 or 10 points is where I'm comfortable at. I think Oklahoma State will find a way to win this game.
Actually, I'll be
So
different. Go 14.
14.
I'll be different.
Hey, I hear you, my dog. So the next game on the docket, we are going to head to Big Ten territory. We got a. Do we call this a showdown?
I
is it
mean, the
is
way
it
Michigan look, I'm not calling it a showdown.
is it a showdown with the Trojans of SoCal head to Ann Arbor and take on Michigan? Alex Orji has been named the starter. Jalen, what do you think the current temperature in Ann Arbor is
Oh, my
right
man.
now?
Oh, man.
How was the fan base
Boy, it's
feeling?
freezing. It's already winter.
It's already,
It's already winter.
but it's a long season. It's 12-team playoff. Have we lost all hope already? Even with
Yes.
Orji as the starter,
Yes.
we're done. We're locking them up. Michigan has
Yes.
no chance to make it to the college football playoff.
The offense looks putrid. Unless Orji can somehow come out and prove that he's like so much of a better thrower than Warren,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, okay, maybe your season could be saved. Um, but I don't think that's the case. It never made sense to me why they ran a 2 quarterback system, and every time a quarterback came in, it was
Mm-hmm.
Alex Orji. They just run the
Mm-hmm.
ball. KT, I don't understand why teams do that. It makes no like if I know a quarterback, if I know all you're going to do is when this quarterback is in, run the ball. That play's not going to be hard to stop at all.
There are a lot of people who aren't the biggest fan of Lincoln Riley. But what he's been able to do as it pertains to success rate is incredible.
Yeah,
Third in the country success rate at 52.5% is amazing. That is elite. Like I said, if you missed it earlier, success rate is a stat where on first down you pick up at least 50% of the yards. Second down you pick up 70% of the yards, and on third and fourth down you make the yard to gain. You get a first down. So to be doing that at number 3 in the country is incredible. That means he's staying ahead of the six, and that means he's doing a beautiful job calling plays. Defensively, though, their success they're ranked 80th, and that was a little thing that we was concerned about. But uh, 17th against the run, according to this analytic. And shout out to College Football Insiders. Shout out to them. Shout out to my guy K Ford. I love everybody who does this realm when it comes to numbers and when it comes to advanced analytics. So we talked about the current temperature in Ann Arbor. What's the current temperature in Southern California, man?
It's hot. It's always hot.
It never rains in Southern California, huh?
Yeah, it never rains. Warm, sunny, feel good. You got beaches, got palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anytime if I'm a USC fan, I see Lincoln Riley team playing defense. I feel real good about this
Uh-huh.
team.
For sure.
Because that ain't never happened before. I'm just it's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, even against trash teams at Oklahoma, that man was getting up 20 points. Yeah, so yeah, current temperature. I mean, it ain't nothing but warm, sunny, feeling
Mm-hmm.
good. You can ride the top down.
Mm-hmm.
You can go outside for a walk. You can go outside play basketball. You can go outside play sports. You can just enjoy sunny California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. I think things are going really well for USC. I think at this stage, they got a really great win against LSU opening day, and that was a game that one, it seemed like USC was trying to get out of for a very long time. Two, the thought was that LSU was just going to go there and kill them. That did not happen, and I think we got to put some respect on USC's name. So, who the players to watch for both teams?
Well, players to watch for USC, of course, Miller Moss, yeah, but their running back, Jaquavius Marks,
Mm-hmm.
he's leading them in rushing. Think he has 3 or 4 touchdowns on the season. Yeah, he's looked really good, and I feel like he's and actually I feel like they have a solid core of running backs. Like it's not just him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like they have a what's his name, Quinn Joyner. They have him. He's the second leading rusher for sure. He he's been doing good. Think he's almost cracked the 100-yard mark this season. Maybe he did crack the 100-yard mark, but I know for sure he has 2 touchdowns. Uh, yeah, like I feel like he those are 2 key players to watch for them. Lake McRae, he looked real good wide receiver. He's leading them in receiving. The what 127 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will say though, like I don't know if you peep, but their wide receivers don't have crazy touchdown stats. Like Miller Moss has what 2 passing touchdowns this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, um,
But we said that was a key in the offseason that would Lincoln Riley and company be able to win these games in the ugly facet. Big Ten
yeah,
is that's a lunch pill. That's a lunch pill. The word lunch pill. That's the lunch pill conference is the Big Ten. So I think so far they've proven it. Jalen, I have something to say about this game.
what?
I believe that our friends out west are going to make a lot of money on this game, and they're going to make a lot of money on that Oklahoma Tennessee game. They're going to make a tremendous amount of money on these games. I promise you. This game will be closer than advertised. Tennessee at Oklahoma will be closer than advertised. I
Yeah,
promise you. Because I'm hearing Tennessee by 50. Oh, Tennessee's going to go in there and score 50. I'm cautioning all bettors. These games will be closer than advertised. And
also
speaking
Kyron Ware
of,
Hudson. He's also a player to watch. Another wide receiver. If the wide receiver ever score touchdowns, the game over.
ah, so Michigan, 5.5 point dogs. Who you got? I know who you got, but how much do you got them by?
Before, say I want to say players I want to watch for Alex Orgy, but also
Mm,
Donovan Edwards. Where has he been
mm.
this season? He's been a no show. He's been a no show.
He been on college football 25, bro. Like I, 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 I don't know. I
He's
have
been a
no
no
clue where he's
show.
been. Yeah.
Like I felt like against Texas, I think he got 8 carries that game against Texas, and I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
and bro, I promise you, I could we hopped on the game that night, and I was like I was like, I feel like Donovan Edwards got like at least amount of carries in the back of running back, and I'm like, no, the back of running back has 6 carries. Donovan Edwards had 8 carries. I'm like, it didn't feel like it. It did not feel like it at all. He's been disappointing this season. I'm not really surprised. I mean, it's not like he's been crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Passes. He's just been good. He's been a good backup running back to Blake Horn. Like
uh-huh.
he's been a good running back that can split carry. So, um, yeah. Uh, I think Michigan is gonna need Trojans after the way USC does them.
So you
I,
think you think it's bad early?
yeah.
Ah,
Honestly, Michigan, bro, they don't got no quarterback. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll sleep on Alex Orgy.
I think Alex Orgia bring an added element, and I
He's
think
definitely
Donovan
better than
Edwards.
Warren. Freaking Warren
Donovan Edwards, I
sucks.
think is good for a couple games. You know what I
Yeah.
think is possible? I think it's possible that Donovan Edwards may have a better pro career than a collegiate career. Um, kind of like how James Cook could never be the featured guy
Oh yeah.
at UGA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It
was
was like
great as
like
a
Zamir
spell.
White and
Right, right.
yeah.
But now in the NFL, he is the featured guy, and we're seeing what he can do, as a featured guy. So I'm not sure where he's been at this year. He certainly hasn't been producing the way that a lot of people thought he would produce. Now that Blake Corum is no longer there, and to see that that's not happening is interesting. So I think this is a game that Michigan wins in the hearts of public opinion. Because public opinion about Michigan right now is that, oh, they're done. When Texas marched into there and beat them, it wasn't that they beat them. It was the way that they beat them. Like they out Michigan and did it in like this finesse way. It was interesting.
Yeah, they did it by scoring points.
I'm not touching this spread with a 10-foot pole. I am not touching it. I'm
Why?
not. I'm just not touching it. I'm
KT,
not touching
Michigan
it with
sucks.
I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. So
KT, Michigan sucks.
are you confident in that USC will win by more than
Man, USC
a
by
touchdown?
17 plus.
How confident are you in that?
I'm super confident. KT, Michigan sucks.
Let's make a gentleman bet. Matter of fact, we're gonna bring producer Moon in here. Producer Moon, we need a gentleman bet. Everybody shout out producer Moon. He's doing this thing in the background. We got to remove him. We need a gentleman bet though. We need a gentleman's bet, bro. What's the bet that they don't win by 17?
I don't know.
17 not even fair. They won't win by more than 10 points. Are we willing to say that? They won't win by more than 8 points.
KT, making it too easy.
What do you want to do? Let's make it a gentleman's bet, bro. What do you want to do?
I don't know, because you come up with it.
10 points.
I mean, we got 2 days. Or a day and a half.
So what's got to happen? Like we gotta put something on here. Maybe we gotta do like how they doing around the horn. Like you get a 3-minute like where I'm muted and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can do something like that. All right, bet. So I will win that bet. So I can't wait for Monday's episode where I get to talk for 3 minutes and Jalen just got to sit quietly in the corner. And I'm trolling for 3 straight minutes. I'm trolling for 3 minutes, bro.
Michigan about to lose by a lot.
Michigan about to lose by a lot. So you say 17 plus. Our bet is 10 points. Everybody booking in the chat. Michigan will not lose by. Almost want to. I'm not going with them again. Not after what happened with Texas. All righty. So, last game on the docket is a game Moon already took over it. Thank you, Moon. Last game on the docket is it's kind of like a very special return for Josh Heupel to Norman. We remember what he did as a player there. Remember how he wasn't let go in the most friendliest way possible. In the eyes of many, this is a one-sided matchup. But Jalen, I'm going to caution people that this game is going to be closer than expected. Jalen, what's the current temperature in Norman, Oklahoma? Because to many people, they are undefeated. Like the Houston game was terrible.
It's OU.
The Tulane game was a little bit better, but like this Jackson Arnold kid, like, and they showing highlights in the stadium, and these fans like, damn, we wish we could have Dylan Gabriel right now. Like, what's the current temperature in Norman, Oklahoma?
I don't know if they're thinking
Yo,
that.
what's up with the Dylan Gabriel hate, bro? Why do you guys hate? Somebody explain to me in the chat.
Yeah, one good week. That's it, KT.
Why do y'all hate Dylan Gabriel, yo? Like it's like what Dylan Gabriel gotta do? Like Dylan Gabriel could go out, and I think they got a bye this week. And after the bye, throw for 500 yards. Oh, they had a bye the last week. That's why I threw for 500 yards. Like I feel like it'll just be an excuse for, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just not good enough. I know Steve's don't like him.
I mean, he say he played good, but just say he 1 week had 2 bad weeks. Just saying.
What was bad?
2 mediocre weeks. I'll say that.
2 mediocre. He didn't turn the pill over.
Oh my God.
He's completing like 84% of his passes.
Yes,
bro.
they are 2 yards and shorter.
Wow. But that's neither here nor there. What's the current temperature in Norman? How you feeling about this team right now? How do you think the fan base is feeling about the team right now?
It's like late fall, they're like 60, like high 60 weather. It's like, okay, it's good. But, people in Norman really know how good this team or really know how this team has looked this season.
Yeah.
Outside that first game, they like looked, looked like we're really a top 15, top 20 team right now.
That Houston game had me scratching my head because remember when we did our media day packet, we were talking about that. And what teams are the worst teams in the Big 12 conference? And we were looking at it. We were like, well, how good will Cincinnati be this year? How good will Houston be this year? And then Nino was like, well, yeah, I think Houston is better than advertised. And that I was really taken aback by when he said that. But watching that Oklahoma Houston game, I said, what the hell is going on here? Like I'm watching it and it's like I'm wiping my ass because I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's just like, Jackson Arnold was supposed to give them like such an added element. And thus far I have not seen it, but he's 3-0. And at this point, that's all that matters. So what's the current temperature in Knoxville?
Oh, kicking my feet up. It's high. It's warm.
Hey man, it's talks that they could be one of the best teams in the country this year.
I ain't gonna lie. My taker, them having possibly the best receiver core in the SEC. Maybe the NCAA looking real good right now.
Will they win the SEC?
I mean, they the best team right now in the SEC.
Best team right now in the SEC, based on what you've seen, based on your eye test, they the best team in the SEC right now.
Yeah.
If them and Ole Miss played on the neutral site, who will win?
I'm taking Tennessee.
Tennessee neutral site, but because of their ability to run the ball.
Yeah.
Would they be? Yeah. Okay.
I say Ole Miss looks like the second best team in the SEC so far.
What?
Pete Golding still sucks, but
let's mark this down as the first time in history Jalen said something nice about it. So I agree with you. I think the temperature in Knoxville is beautiful right now. Tennessee looks like a freight train. This game will be one of those biggest games for my money. I credential for a few games this week. I'm not sure where I'm going, but this is one of those weeks where we got so many good games. I'm like, damn, if I could have an idle week, it would have been this week. If I could just sit at home, eat me some popcorn, write some articles while Moon going to 17 games, it would be this week's for sure. So let's talk about the players to watch for both teams. You got into it a little bit, but let's talk about it further.
Dante Thornton, Chris Brazzell,
For
Drew
sure.
McCoy, Sterl White.
I just named the wide receivers, player. Just name the wide receivers.
JT, they all have over 100 yards.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this: Dylan Sampson, Deshaun Bishop, Hayden Lewis, even Nico. They all have over 100 rushing yards.
Hey man, you a red for right now. I like it.
They all have over 100 rushing yards. Like, I mean, I would just say, just watch the offense. Really, like, that's the way this team is looked for real. Yeah, I don't got too much else to say. But if I'm Oklahoma, I'm watching for Jackson Arnold. 7 touchdowns this season, 2 interceptions. He looked okay. He hasn't looked up. We heard about Miller Moss, we heard about Nussmeier, but Jackson. We heard about Arnold too, but Arnold was the one that's not living up to expectations.
No. And I've heard a lot about Jackson Arnold. I heard that they thought he was the best quarterback in the class. I thought it was Nico all along.
I did too.
I thought Arch Manning was unfairly rated the best quarterback of that class, even though he didn't play in the highest of the highest divisions while in high school, but he has shown an ability since he's been in school, and I think he's spectacular as well. So you talked about both of the players to watch for both teams. The players you want to add
yeah. Deion Burks, he's the only receiver over Oklahoma that has 100 yards receiving this season. He's going to be a key player. And Denny Stutzman, he leads Oklahoma in tackles, 33 tackles. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw earlier like the next guy was like 16 tackles total. Now that's almost a 15 tackle gap.
Moon is cooking with the production. That's crazy. Great job, Moon.
Yeah. So those are some players to watch from Oklahoma.
So we look at the advanced analytics, right? And we've been looking at these fourth one we looked at. Tennessee has the best overall looking one that I've seen.
Of course.
You look
they also say the favorable schedule, I will say, but right. NC State just
that is right.
Good.
We thought NC State was going to be better, but their EPA margin is incredible. Offensive success rate is at 11, but peep this: their defensive success rate is number 4. Teams that can be in that top 10, top 15 on both have a great chance of winning a championship. So the fact that they're 7th in the nation right now on 3rd down and 4th down success, that it's crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. 4th down and 4th down success. That is crazy. early downs. EPA is the number one in the country. It's crazy what Tennessee is doing right now. They're incredible, but this game is truly a measuring stick game. I think Oklahoma are 7.5 dogs. Did our friends out west get this right? I feel like everybody's gonna. You
Should be
remember
9.5 dogs.
you do you remember the game November 5th, 2022? The books cleaned up.
Oh, was that the Alabama game?
It was the Georgia Tennessee game
Oh yeah, I think
2022.
I tweeted out something before that
The
game.
books, everybody was like, "Yo, take Tennessee, take
I was
Tennessee,
not taking
take Tennessee."
Tennessee at all. I was
Tennessee.
like, man, they
Our
frauds.
friends out west raked up off of that game. I believe this will be another one of those games where our friends out west raked up. I think Tennessee wins. I don't think they win by the spread though. I just
Yeah,
don't. Even what we seen with Oklahoma, special things happen in Norman. It's one of those places. It's one of the meccas of the sport, whether people want to admit it or not. One of the highest grossing college football programs there is. It's them in Texas fighting for the number one and number two spot every year. Shout out to the janitor.
it's like it's only me and you know what you're talking about.
I saw you looking, bro. I had to say
No,
something,
no, no,
dog.
no, no. It was just somebody walking. It was just somebody
Yeah, you
walking
get
up.
the. I'm like, she ain't outside the door, is she? Hey man, shout out to Miss Betty. Her name gotta be Betty, bro, or Mildred or
Oh no.
some classic you don't even know the
Yeah.
name. But let me get back to the point. I do not think that Tennessee covers the spread, but I feel like they're overwhelming the betting favorite, and I think our friends out west are going to clean up on this game. I do think Tennessee wins. I don't got them winning by 8 points. I
Oh,
just
so
don't.
yeah, yeah. Because Tennessee went by 10+.
I ain't doing a gentleman's bet on this game. That's dead, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I got Tennessee without a doubt. It's obvious.
Tennessee, you think it's by 17 points, or you think
No,
it
by
will be
10.
about 10 points? Okay. So I think if they do win by 10, I think our friends out west won't be happy, but our friends out west will be extremely happy if Tennessee doesn't win by 8 points and they're cleaning up. I'm interested to see what I'll bet right now. I'm building my parlay on this game actually, and I might include Michigan on that parlay. Well, I'll choose Oklahoma in the spread. I choose Michigan in the spread, and I'll add like 2 or 3 games of gimmies in my opinions, and I could probably smack like on probably like a $13 bet. I'll probably smack like a 800, $900 win, just with the simple fact that a lot of people I know those other schools are the betting favorite. Jalen, it's been a fun episode, man. Talk to me about everything you're working on, what you got going on over there on Just Jalen. Make sure you guys
Oh, I plan
subscribe
on
to that
dropping
channel.
the Florida video tomorrow morning, sometime.
That's
Maybe it's early afternoon.
that should do
Um,
well.
hopefully it does. I've actually like tried some new stuff with this
Mhm.
video, so
As far as like
um,
the art of telling a story, or as far
kind
as
of that.
okay,
Like usually I go
okay,
like all year chronological year by year order, and I
for sure,
did, but I didn't. Like I kind of jumble some years with each other.
okay,
And editing, I kind of did like a different thing and everything. So
okay.
um,
I can't wait to see the work. Also,
like
shout out to
it's
Moon.
similar
He
to the
just
same
released
style,
another
but it's
hit.
just like some different aspects to it. So yeah,
And what you'll be releasing that around like
I don't know
two
when
two p.m. my time, I think.
uh, maybe 2 p.m., maybe 12 p.m. my time,
Okay,
1 p.m. your time, like
okay,
so probably around there.
okay. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Other than that, really been up to none. Okay, do you have an all-time favorite starting five in college basketball? Who would it be?
If I had an all-time favorite starting five in college basketball, who would it be? At point guard, I'm going with as Dickie V would say, a diaper dandy. Jay Williams from New Jersey is playing my point. Jay Williams, and this is 100% biased, the greatest college basketball player that I've seen. I never feared a lead when he was on the court. Some of the teams we played, some of the moments that he has. I still remember the Indiana moment, and a lot of people don't remember the Indiana moment because we lost the
Was that the
game.
free throw?
We were down four, got fouled, hit the three, and missed the free throw. But a lot of people just don't realize how great the moment was because it didn't end the way that we wanted it to end because he ultimately missed the free throw. But Jay Williams, he had a lot of spectacular moments. At my two, and another homer pick, JJ Redick. JJ Redick was the first player that I seen on a fast break pull up from three. Like, he was just like one of the first players I seen get that train fast break, pop that train, it's cash. At my three, Carmelo Anthony, and this is the last 25 years, by the way. Carmelo Anthony was dynamic. Yes, we only seen him play 1 year of
Oh no,
college
I was talking
basketball.
about whenever.
Oh, whenever my
Yeah.
all-time starting five. Oh, I thought we was doing since
No, I was just
okay,
talking about whenever.
all
If you,
time.
if you had like a favorite, like favorite
Oh, okay.
players.
Okay. So all time, Jay Williams is still my one. David Thompson is my two from NC State. And what he was able to do there when they took Duncan away because he was that dominant. My three, that's tough. That's tough. That's really tough. Who would my three be? Would I go? Would I go Calbert Cheney from Indiana? No. Would I go Paul Pierce? He was at Kansas. I'm still picking Melo. My three would be Melo. My four will still be Mike Beasley, and my five will be your guy, Eddie. Who's yours?
Eddie. Who the hell is Eddie? You saw Zach Edie?
Zach Edie. Yeah.
I was like Eddie. Who the hell? For real, I thought like Eddie Lampkin. I was like Eddie Lampkin is not good.
Zach Edie.
Yeah, a favorite. I go probably Shabazz Napier at the one. Um, yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, Shabazz Napier at the one. Um, at the two, it'd be like Buddy Hield for
Okay.
sure. Um, oh, I just remember that 46 game
Buddy,
against point the 46-point game against Kansas. Me and my dad was just watching
we really
in
thought
the
he was
front
about to be the
room.
next Kobe, bro.
I did think that,
Yeah.
but bro, I remember 2K16 my league.
Mm,
Always trade for him, getting him on the Thunder. Like, because I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
he's gonna be that James Harden piece
Mm.
for Westbrook and KD. So yeah, small forward, or Victor Oladipo is my two. I don't know.
He was cold. He was cold in college at
He was nice.
Indiana.
Um, two Malik Monk is also up there for my favorite twos in college
Yeah.
basketball. Uh, and like, because at the three, I'm trying to think of small forwards. Like,
Or you can go with a three guard. You don't college. You know what I'm saying? You can go with a three
yeah,
guard.
you can go to
Especially if
three
you want to.
guard. You can go to
You can
three
add it in the
guard.
guard. You remember when
Yeah.
Villanova ran with the four guard system back in 2006?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go. You can
Yeah.
go. You can go. You can go with a three guard.
Yeah. Who am I trying to go with? Like, I'm trying to think. It's just like Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Parker.
I'm surprised you ain't had your boy. What's your boy name? Was it D Witt? What was his name? Point guard from Illinois.
Oh, Aya?
Nah. This is like
Trent Frazier?
06, 07,
Dimitri
08.
McCamey?
Nah, number 11. He had the dreads
Oh,
and
D
the D
Brown.
Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, if I had a three, I go Terrence Shannon Jr.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I just enjoy watching him in Illinois.
Yeah.
So
Juan Dixon should have got some consideration for my two guard, but I think David Thompson is one of the best college basketball players of all time.
by the four, it'd be Zion without a doubt. Like I just remember watching him in high school, be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to watch him in college. But the Duke, oh yeah. And my five would be AD.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a surprise after some of the Some of the things you said about your boy Zach Edey. That's a surprise that you take AD over Zach Edey.
But like there was no doubt in my
He was
mind that
back to
AD
back Naismith Player of the Year, wasn't
was like yeah,
he? Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah, if I had a coach also through that time,
Facts D now. D Brown, Luther Head, and Derrick Williams for the
oh,
alumni
did not know
last
about them.
year.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
But the D Brown know, but the D now know about Jalen Tate old bum self. I hated that man. I hated watching that man. But oh man, play point for my team. Holy
um,
Lord, he sucks. Also I think is D now Iowa guy, right?
hear what?
Is D
He
now?
likes he like
No. He an Iowa guy. He's
no. You said no. D now does like Iowa. I believe he's a supporter of Notre Dame as well.
yeah. If D now watches college basketball, Brock Harding is going to be a breakout player for y'all this season. Um, but yeah. Also, kind of if I had like an Illinois one though, it'd be Io, it'd be Trent Frazier, it'd
Mm-hmm.
be Malcolm Hill, Ravonte Rice, and then at the 5, I
Mm-hmm.
guess it'll be Kofi.
What it?
It'd be a heck of a small lineup, but we
You
running
not talking
guards and
about the player
forwards.
that lied about his last name, are you?
Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy. You know what was a fun era, and I'm about to show my age a little bit. You know what was a fun era of college basketball, bro? My favorite era is when Jay Williams was at Duke. But when Allen Iverson was at Georgetown with Victor Page, bro, that was a great era of college basketball because you had like Curry Kittles at
Yeah,
Villanova.
Ray
You had
Allen, George,
Ray Allen
Ray
was
Allen
at
at UConn.
Connecticut. You had John Wallace at Syracuse. You just had like all of these dynamic players in this conference. We're queen for the Big East, bro. I miss the old Big East, bro. You know how they say I miss the old Kanye? I miss the old
Yeah.
Big East, bro. I really
Oh,
do. The Big East was dynamic, bro.
John Wall be a consideration for my favorite point guards at that time too.
Woody, John
Yeah.
Wall is definitely deserving. So
He was like one of the first players I followed from high school.
he said, "Damn, KT, I was in diapers then."
Wait, what year? Wait, he talking about back in like Ray Allen?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
wasn't
like
born
95,
yet.
96. Yeah. So college basketball is definitely something Mitch Haley will be talking a lot more about. We can't say just why yet, but we got a lot in the works. Trust and believe that. Jalen, this was a fun episode, man.
Brad Underwood sucks too.
Brad Underwood, you hate Brad Underwood. Who you hate more, Brad Underwood or Bill Self?
Oh, Brad Underwood. I don't really hate Bill Self as much.
Anymore?
Honestly
You did at one time.
Yeah, I honestly like Brad Underwood and Lovey got to be my big. They probably my most. John Gross is actually number one. Forgot about him. Bum cell. That man's an actor now. That man's a bum. Oh man, I hated John Gross as a coach. That's all that man would deal with Yale and then throw up two. Do this. He just did this. Just throw four
that's
fingers.
all he did.
Like, bro, come on, bro. You suck.
You
suck. And ran 3-2 zone. That shit got broken every play.
Did not should remember that Maryland team that had like Lonnie Baxter, Steve Blake, Ron Dixon,
yeah. When
Terrence Morrison.
Final Four, then went to the national championship the next year.
Yeah, they had a really good team. Tayshaun Prince when he was on Kentucky, they had a good team. That UConn team that had Eli Mean, Rep Hamilton.
Yeah, they beat Duke too. They haven't make Okafor.
Yeah, Okafor was the I think the 04-05 when it went back to back. Yeah,
I forgot Rip was in the 90s. I'm tripping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Juan Dixon.
Yeah, because Okafor was on
so
Big Gordon, right?
College. Well, yeah. So college basketball is something we'll be talking about a lot more. If you're interested in more of what we're doing with college basketball, make sure you guys check out thecfbnation.com, and there's a tab on there, and you guys might be surprised, or thecbbnation.com. Coming to a town near you. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport than surviving advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. And until next time, you already know what it is. Jalen, my friend, enjoy your college football this weekend. Y'all take care. Oh man, D now's down to talk b ball. Let's go.
I didn't know
Let's
D now
go.
like